This is what a normal football practice looks like for Arizona State University. Sometimes temperatures get so high in Tempe, Arizona, they have to practice in an indoor bubble. But once a year, a tradition unlike any other takes them to a much cooler, much more scenic practice field, Camp Tontozona. Not only do the Sun Devils take this experience for the betterment of the team and to bring them closer together, but they also bring it for the fans.
And being here is like bigger than being on the field, bigger than being at games, because this is what the community is all about. And all the people that come, all the players that come, their families, the participants, everybody loves it. It is bigger than football.
And every year, when the Sun Devils head up to Camp Tontozona, or more commonly referred to as Camp T, they bring a whole lot of history with them. History that dates back 60 plus years.
I've been here for 46 years, since 1978. When my brother was a freshman here. He was recruited by Frank Kush. And back then, this was a rock field. It literally, every day, the guys would walk the field and have to pick the rocks up because of the thermal unbalance. The rocks would work themselves to the surface every day. And the next day, big rocks again, and they just throw them all in the river. And so this field was largely dirt with a couple patches of grass.
The Sun Devils are in a rebuild, led by young head coach Kenny Dillingham, in fact the youngest in college football. However, his early success and enthusiasm has reminded Sun Devil faithful of a former legendary head coach.
We love the fact that Kenny is our coach because Frank Kush came in about the same age and had the same challenges to activate the Valley. And he went to all the business people and kind of built it properly. And Frank built this place. He literally was driving along the road and he pulled off, walked down here, and he saw this clearing, and he asked all the and they were working on the highway back then, back in the early 60s, and he convinced the guys to come down here with the bulldozers and help clear the field.
Fast forward to 2024, and ASU Sun Devil faithful who have been attending Camp T for decades not only get to watch the team practice, but get to be among other fans as football season is as close as ever.
It's a place that I look forward to every year. In fact, this morning I woke up at 1:38 and I couldn't go back to sleep. It's a place where a team can bond, develop camaraderie. It's just a pristine place that no other university has in this country. And just proud of the fact that they could come back here, and I would just wish that they stayed a little bit longer.
It's safe to say this week-long excursion up in Payson, Arizona to a remote place to not only practice but then have an open scrimmage in front of fans is unlike any other experience, not just in college football, but college sports in general. And something else other teams don't have is the enthusiasm of a young, informed head coach like Kenny Dillingham, and that's something the fans notice as well.
Coach Dillingham's taken the program a long way last year. They played really hard. They were in a lot of games, and we're hoping this year it can transition, into wins.
And don't take my word for it when it comes to just how important this experience is to bringing a team closer together. Hear it from a player themselves. Cole Martin, Arizona State defensive back.
It's awesome. I mean, when you don't have service and you're just around your people, it brings you together. So it's been a great experience. Like you said, going up to the top, it was fun. We want to go to the top this year, so that was our metaphor.
And it's not just today's players who love Camp T, but a past generation as well, like DJ Foster, whose dad talked about what it means to build a team out at Camp T.
It's very, very important. When you get away and you're having campfires, you're sitting in your dorms, you're playing checkers, you're playing dominoes, you're just bonding together. So now you're talking with your fellow players and you're learning about where they came from, the history of them. You just get closer. I mean, almost like in military, you go to war, guys you want to be in the foxhole with, along the O-line, receivers, running backs, defensive. I think you just play harder for your teammates when you have this camaraderie and this time together.
In fact, this has been such a successful experience for Arizona State football, from the fans to the players to the coaches to even the administrator, that athletic director Graham Rossini says they're even looking to open this up to other sports and other coaches.
seeing the energy, seeing the enthusiasm, we just want to keep doing more up here. We added a day this year. That was a great add. Now a number of our other coaches are saying, hey, how do we tap into Camp T and do team bonding and culture moments for our programs up here as well? And so there's probably an opportunity for us to do more beyond just football up here, because it's such an incredible setting, and the point of building these relationships around the maroon and gold is the most important part.
So if you didn't make it up to Payson, Arizona for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, try it out next year, as Arizona State will be returning to Camp T for as long as Kenny Dillingham is around.